Many people have been confused when they got notification from their bank that there is a certain amount of money in their bank. And this is for those who are here in the United States. Some, they do not know why they got certain money from the federal government. So I want to explain something which I've already talked before on this channel, which is called the Advanced Child Tax Credit. What is that? How does that work? Because people confuse, is this the money comes, is another stimulus? Or is this the money comes from the federal government by mistake? What should I do with this money? So that's why I want to explain to you, for those who haven't checked the previous video, but I'm going to break to you what does the Advanced Child Tax Credit mean, and how does that is going to operate from this coming fiscal year compared to the previous tax time when we are filing the tax. Welcome everyone, this is EBMSCHOLARS, and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. If today is your first time to come across to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. So, let me give 3 items, all are related to the child tax credit. Number 1, I'll talk about the amount, and number 2, I'll talk about the previous method of child tax credit, and number 3, I'll be able to talk about what is the new child tax credit system and how does that operate. Is it beneficial or not beneficial for the people who have children or who qualifies to get this child tax credit? So, when you are going to file for the tax, usual, that's why people say if you are single, you pay more tax than if you are have dependents, like you have children. The reasoning behind that statement is because when you have children, you get a certain amount as a credit. You get a certain amount of money by default by having a child when you are going to file for the tax. So from January to December. Then from January to December, usually we are going to file the tax. We filed the tax beginning of this year. When you are going to file the tax, if you have a child, you are going to get what is called the child tax credit. So, during the Obama's administration, it used to be about $1,000 US per one child, the child tax credit. On Trump's administration, they increased the amount to $2,000 per child. And now, when they passed under Joe Biden's administration, when they passed the stimulus, they also they increased the amount. First of all, the amount of the child tax credit from $2,000 into 2 other categories. Number 1, they categorize in terms of the age of the children. If you have a child between 0 to 5, that child is going to get $3,600, meaning they have increased the amount of the child tax credit for $1,600 for a child who is 0 to 5. From 6 to 17, it will be $3,000. So for 6 years old to 17, they have increased to $1,000, which is very good. It helps a lot if you have children. So the amount is that way. So how is going to be done in this new year? What is done usual, as I've said, when you're going to file for the tax, you file maybe January, February, March, whatever, until April 15th. When you're going to file, usual, if you have, for instance, I have 3 children. I used to get $6,000, so each child was $2,000 regardless of the age. So they give you all the money at once. It depends again when they calculate about if you owe the money or not, whatever about the tax return. But if you have children, obviously you get the child tax credit. So now they have decided to change the way of giving the child tax credit. Personal, I prefer the new way a lot. It helps a lot to the families. It helps to me. It helps to many people with families, especially if you are not rich or you don't have a big amount of money. So how is it is the new system? Is something they call the advanced child tax credit. So usually you accumulate from January to December. So it's 12 months. So from January to June, the first 6 months, because I've already lived and I paid the tax for the first 6 months. So the child tax credit, instead of giving me all of it when I filed the tax, in the year now, for instance, it's 2022, instead of giving me all as the lump sum at once, they give me half of it between July and December. And the remaining half, because they do not know my status of accumulation, if I have a child now or I don't have a child, whatever. So from this July to December, amount of the credit I'm going to accumulate, I'll be paid as a lump sum in when I file the tax. Will it be February, January, March? When I file the tax next year, I'll get the remainder of the half in a lump sum. So how does that work? So let's say you have one child and your child is 10 years old. So basically you are supposed to be given 3,000 when you are going to file the tax. So what they do, they give you the advance. Advance is a half of 3,000 is 1,500. But that 1,500 is going to be given into smaller portions on a monthly basis. So from July 15th, so each mid of the month they give you that amount. So July 15th they give you amount. August 13th they give you that amount. September 15th, October 15th, November 15th, and December 15th. I don't know why. On August it will be on 13th. I think it's because 15th will be the weekend, I think. So I think that is the reason. So they'll be giving you 300 if you have one child and your child is you have one child, the child is 6 years old. So basically you're supposed to get 1,500 into 6 divided by 6. So if you divide by 6, it will be about $250. If you have a child who is above the age of 5, so 6 and 7 up to 17, you'll be getting 250 in July 15th. So July 15th, like today or yesterday for you, whatever you are watching this video, your bank account has been deposited. You have received 250 if your child is above the age of 5, above this, so it's 6 and above. If you have one child between 0 to 5, you'll be able to receive 300 because you are 6 months. Your full child tax credit you are supposed to get is 3,600. So if you divide first for half, it will be 1,800. So that 1,800 you divide by 6, which will be going to be 300. So you'll get 300 in July 15th. You'll get 300 in August 13. You'll get 300 in September 15. You'll get 300 in October 15th, then you get in November 15th 300, and December you get, that will be the last month, 6 months you get 300, and the remaining 1,800 you'll be given when you are filing the tax return beginning of next year. Does that make sense? So let me give the example. For my case, I have 3 children. So with 3 children, with the new child tax credit, 2 of my children are between 0 to 5. So basically, I'm supposed to be in total, before I go to divide, I'm supposed to get 3,600 for one child, 3,600 another child, and the last child, another child is 10 years old. So for that case, is above the age of 5. So that one I'll be able to get 3,000. So if you're going to do, I'm supposed to get on a monthly basis, for the first child who is 10 years old, I'm supposed to get 250. The second child who is 5 years old, Claire, I'm supposed to get 300. And then for Faustina, who is 2, I'm supposed to get 300. So I'll be getting 850 per month in July 15th, August 13, September 15th, August 15th, November 15th, whatever, up to December 15th. So each month I'll be getting 850. And then when I file the tax return, beginning of next year, I'll get the remainder of the lump sum for each child. For Claire, for Faustina who is 2, I'll get 1,800. For Claire, I'll get 1,800. So I'll get the remaining in a lump sum at once. And also for Faustina, for Benedict, I'll get 1,500 at once. So if you do that, you'll be going to do that. But the other question is, what if I don't want the government to give me in this installment, like in each month? I want to give all at once, maybe next year. You have the option, because everybody by default has been included into the IRS system and to get that money. But if you want to opt out, you go to the IRS website, like how you are filing the tax, and you'll be able to go to opt out. But you can also decide not to opt out from already received in July. If you don't want to receive the August, you can go there, and as long as you go 2 weeks before. So they put the dates. So if I read here, for instance, if you want to opt out, I'm giving an example. I want to go maybe, so for people who didn't want to get the month of July, they're supposed to do that before June 28. If you don't want to receive the August one, you can just go and opt out in August 2nd. If you want to opt out September 15th, you want to receive, so 15 days before, it will be August 30th. So it's just that way. So they have a schedule. If you want to opt out, you can opt out. But basically, this one is helping people a lot to solve a lot of bills between July to December. Or if you wanted to make sure that you take this amount of money to purchase something, or you want to take this amount of money to do for saving, compared to wait until the tax return comes and use it as a lump sum. So it's up to you. How do you want it to do? Another thing you need to know about this one is, as long as you're a taxpayer, as long as you file the tax, if you file the tax previously with the dependent, by default it will be there. But if, let's say, your child was born in February, you already filed the tax, you can go there and add the non-filers, whatever you can go and add. Or you can leave it this way and go to claim when you're going to file the tax return and get the lump sum at once. When you are going to do that, there is no problem. You'll be able to be given your money. I know some people, like some of my friends, they had a child in June. So you're not going to be paid from January, February for child tax credit because you didn't have a child at that time. So you'll be paid from the time the child was born going forward when you're going to claim for child tax credit. That will be how it is in that way. But advantage, if you wait and go to do next year, you'll get also the whole lump sum. But if your child is born in June, you cannot go and start getting the money from January to June. You're not going to be getting the money in that way. So that is something you need to understand a little bit about the child tax credit. So what I want to make sure that is people not to be surprised that, oh, I received the money, and you do not know what does that money mean. It is part, if you have children, it is part of what is called advanced child tax credit. It is the same amount of the child tax credit you usually get when you're going to file for the tax. But there are some people with the children, they do not know that there is something called child tax credit. That's why maybe they get maybe a little bit higher tax return compared to other people. It's because of that. There is the issue of income. If you are single and you are below 75,000 per year, 75,000 per year, you get the full amount of the child tax credit. The more income goes higher for one person is that way. But if you are married and filed jointly, if you are above 150,000, then the amount will start going a little bit down from the amount of the child tax credit. There is a percentage they will be able to reduce it from there. So here you know now about the child tax credit and how to go about it to get it if you want to opt out or if you have received it. So don't get surprised. What does that mean? If you want, I can put the link about of the IRS or just more information about the child tax credit. How does that work? And if you want to opt out to wait to get the lump sum, or you like it this way. Personal, I like it this way. It helps me to pay most of the bills between July to December in that way. So thank you so much, everyone, and goodbye.